สวัสดีค่ะ It will be only 4 years from now until we establish the AEC or the ASEAN Economic Community. That means zero tax between member countries. ASEAN has a population of around 550 million people. How far are we from this goal, and what are the challenges that lie ahead from now until 2015? Chairman of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, Mr. Ananga Rusdiono, will give us the answers. Mr. Ananga, what's the overall progress for ASEAN countries in terms of moving towards the ASEAN Economic Community 2015?
Well, it's a hard question to respond. There are mixed feelings about whether we can achieve the ASEAN Economic Community in another 4 years, or it won't happen. But there's a lot of positive inputs, and there is the trust of the leaders that it should happen in 2015. And I'm one of the people who think that it will happen, and it should happen, because ASEAN has been there for more than 40 years. There's a lot of agreements, there's a lot of discussion has been between the leaders, between the government. But yes, one of the problem is that it is not filtered down to the people. But since the government have initiated that they want to have one ASEAN Economic Community, then everybody start to think the possibility about it. And especially if we looked into the global conditions nowadays, we realize that ASEAN is becoming a power in this area. So there's still a lot of skepticism, but I think we all have to do it. It's no question anymore. And I think everybody will realize that 2015 is something we have to face in, and if you looked into the traditions, the people in these countries, you know, if they are almost facing the wall, then they will do it, because you already faced the wall. Now we have to do it.
What is an ASEAN Economic Community? What's the goal of it?
The goal actually that we have one community which can move between countries easily. The connectivity is there. There is no hindrance of people, goods, services to move, that they can transact in trading, in investment.
Basically, a common market.
It's almost a common market, yes. We should have that in mind also, that we will have a common market. And by having that common market, we'll be strong.
If that's our goal, where are we right now? How far are we, or how near are we towards that goal?
It's again an easy question to respond, because in ASEAN itself, you know, there's still differences in countries, you know, and up till now we still use the references of CLMV countries, which now actually the fee should be out, because the fee is already in that position that almost in the same economic standards with the initial countries, you know. So because of there's differences there, so it is hard to say where are we now. But if we look into the statistics, then we say we are almost be there. We are talking about statistics, we're talking about macroeconomics. But if you go down, go to the grassroots, we look into the ask people, you know, all the what you call it, sellers here and there. I mean, you know, what's ASEAN? We don't know about ASEAN. Why do we have to work together? and become together with, the Thai with Indonesian, with Malaysian, and the Philippines is, but I think slowly it will filter down. Then they will understand, that okay, we are one. We need it.
This economic difference that you talk about, how much impact would it have on the integration? Would it be a big obstacle?
It won't, because the difference of wealth, economic wealth, is bigger on the higher side. So the three countries is, it can be assisted by the other big countries that they will move.
So in theory, what are the benefits that ASEAN members will get for this AEC?
It's competitiveness that the ASEAN countries will become unified, and so that the competitiveness to other countries, especially the two big countries, the two giants, right and left, China and India. I think they will have a big influence to this country, the people of this country also. Like as you know, up till now, when we are talking about China, everybody is afraid of goods coming in from China. They say it's so many, it's so cheap, and it makes people in each country, I think in Thailand, Indonesia, anywhere, you think, hey, the Chinese is coming. But do we have to just to be afraid, or can we overcome and to compete with them? But I think yes, we can, because their product maybe is cheap, but how about the quality? Are our people really looking into the cheaper price, or we look to a better quality type of product? If you say, let's say, if we buy nails or anything, it's very cheap, but you can own, you cannot use it as good as our own product. It can be broken down in just things. Or textile. We're talking about textile. Like in our country, the lower people, they bought usually their clothes once a year. If we have each year the Muslim, mostly we are Muslim, we have the celebration, what we call Hari Raya. This is the big time. This is where people buy new clothes, new things, and then they will use that clothes the whole year until the next Hari Raya comes, and they will buy a new clothes. But during this time, they still can use that clothes because the quality is, is good. The price still affordable. Now, there's new product from China, very cheap, but how's the quality? Maybe after 3 months, it's already faded, the color's faded. Maybe there's some, it's not good anymore. So it means people have to buy more than once. And it becomes higher, the price becomes higher, it's not cheap anymore. So these things actually should be informed to them, not informed, but also that they have to realize, don't look into that this China product is cheap. It comes in the bulk things. But what is the usage? How long can we use it, This is big difference.
So we tend to improve our competitiveness so that we can go to some other markets as well as compete with China,
Correct.
India.
Yeah, I
That's
agree
the
with that.
purpose
Yeah.
of the AEC.
Yeah, like if we are talking about handicraft and you have souvenirs, nowadays, you buy a souvenir in Paris or in New York, and have the Tour Eiffel or the state building, Empire State Building, made in China, everything. But actually, the people in Thailand, Indonesia, and Myanmar can do the same. And maybe it's better product and it's more sophisticated, So that this should create a competitiveness, more awareness that we are better. And price not necessarily is the main thing. Yes, for sure, cheaper prices is better than not cheap. But people will look also about how's the quality, exactly the quality, the workmanship of that particular product. I think we ASEAN people are very, very good at that.
Are there any downsides to the AEC?